All right. So one of the things that the press is barely covering is the extraordinary decline in border crossings. I mean, the number's like at a 20-year low. It's a promise. That's a promise made, promise kept. If this were a Democratic president, it would be a front page story. Sean first, then Dan. What will Democrats do and what should they do when Donald Trump announces that today?
I think there'll be two groups of Democrats. There'll be some that stand up and applaud. Border districts, swing districts will stand and applaud. Others will sit and do nothing. What they should do is stand and applaud because it's a national security issue, not a
Yes.
bipartisan issue or
Correct.
partisan.
Correct answer, Dan.
Well, I think to be fair, the decline started under Biden in the last few months, and that was covered. That was in the press
Yes,
leading
of
into
course.
Trump coming in.
Of
No,
course
no,
it
it was that
Yeah.
the border crossings around October began to kind of go down pretty significantly.
They did. Correct.
I totally agree with Sean. Everyone who's thinking of who's up in 26 will absolutely spring out of their seat. Jeanne Shaheen may be the first one up to applaud. I'll be curious about the 2028ers, because I think some of them will want to sit on their hands, and I would imagine a few will get up. But look, it was true in 2024. It's true today. This issue splits the Democratic Party right in half. They still don't, know how to talk about it. And I go back to, there's a significant, I think, segment of the caucus that doesn't think this is a problem and thinks it's a faux outrage generated by, cable TV.
Right. So there's certain people like Rahm Emanuel and Pat Buchanan and Donald Trump who can read the newspaper and come up with a great issue and talk about it all day and drive the news. Okay. Put up 107, please. So here's a truth from Donald Trump this morning. It's not a brand new issue. He's talked about stuff like this before. But and I don't know whether it's going to be in this speech or not, but it's just an example. 107, please. This is just an example of stuff, right? So he says, as if we've all been thinking about this, that no university that doesn't deal with illegal protests the way he wants them dealt with is going to get federal funding. He doesn't. He wants people from overseas sent back to their countries. He wants American students expelled and arrested, and you can't wear masks. And this is just an example of his ability. Again, he's not the only one who's ever had it, but he has it better than any Democrat now to just come up with stuff that's going to test 70-30, maybe 60-40, but at least 60-40, and drive the left crazy. Do you guys want to say anything about that?
I mean, the fact he's up at 4:30 in the morning, on the day of the State of the Union is impressive. Like, he's doing some party pumps, I guess, in the morning. But
bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, exactly. Just gets the blood flowing early. But I mean, look, as you say, you know what it is? You're going to talk about it in the morning. It puts us on our back foot. Like, what was maybe the second biggest wedge issue? The Israel and Palestine and West Bank and college students and protests. Like, the guy knows how to split the Democratic Party.
Three things. Number one, I do worry about how early he was up on a day like today, because you got to be on your A game at 9 p.m. tonight. So hopefully he gets some rest and then jacks himself up with a bunch of Diet Cokes. Two,
that RFK hasn't banned yet. Right.
That's right. Number two is on that issue in particular. I do think it's fascinating how the issue is still prevalent, and yet we don't hear about the protests anymore. It's interesting how the tone and tenor has shifted. And I'll go back on issue three. Just on the border, it's not just how many people are crossing. There's a great story in the Wall Street Journal the other day about how these folks who have been coming up through South America, crossing rivers, et cetera, are literally turning back, traversing the same dangerous country home because they know they are not welcome in the United States and will be sent back. And that's why leadership really matters. It's not just how many people cross, it's how many people don't come.